Gents, it is Monday, November something. I don't know. Sometimes I look at it like watching the days go by. And you may ask yourself, how did Democrats get in power? And you may ask yourself, how was Creepy Steepy still in power? Unbelievable, man. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Unreal. Anyway, you probably got to be over maybe 35 to remember that song. Maybe even 40. I don't know. But that was a good song back in the day. Now, starting a couple minutes early so we can get the preliminaries out the way. If this is your first time joining Kevin's Corner, please hit that like button, share my videos, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed if you are a frequent viewer, because you never know. You never know. And it's always important to stay updated on what YouTube is doing with your channel behind your back, because you might not know. You wake up one day like, whatever happened to that black guy that used to always cut on Joe Biden? What? He's no longer on the YouTubes? No? Oh, he is? Oh, they just removed me from his channel. Oh, okay. See, that's what they'll do. They'll do it. So please check and make sure you still subscribe. And your notifications are turned on to all, because that's another little sneaky trick they use to blame why my numbers are low, why folks aren't getting notifications. It shows here, according to the data, there's only 5 people that has their notifications turned on to all. Really? How did their notifications get turned off? That's my question. So I encourage you to do that also. And you can stay connected with me by texting MAGA to 330-974-4607. And I will, if any changes happen, like me, disappearing or something, and, channel getting shut down, that's the way I could communicate to you guys and let you know, or something special come up I want y'all to know about. Also, my alternative channel, you're welcome to subscribe to that. I think I'm still trying to crack 1,000 over there, because if I do that, then I can start doing stuff over there and monetize that channel. So if you have not went over there to do that, please do so. All of this stuff helps me stay in business. Okay. Speaking of monetizing, because I am constantly being throttled, demonetized for stupid stuff, suppressing my reach so that sponsors aren't jumping over each other to sponsor me. I'm relying on you guys, which brings me to my last announcement. There's a link below this video if you want to help out with Kevin's Corner. And it is my monthly fundraiser link. I think we're down to maybe like 13 days or something, not that much time. So if you guys want to hit a buzzer beater before the end of the month, yeah, this is the time. I'll take that buzzer beater. Yay. So please do so if you can. Now, we got some stuff to start off our Monday with. So welcome to the show. Let me see where everybody's checking in from. All right, we got people from where? I see a lot of hi, and that's good. Hello, and welcome to, okay, party time, Kev. Okay, Kev's in the house. Well, then let's get some partying going. Party time. We're not party poopers. Thailand, yeah. We ain't party poopers like the Democrats. They come to the party to ruin it, to poop on it. Party poopers, boom, boom. 808, party poopers, boom, boom. Liberals, man. If there's a party in the house, they will poop on it. Party poopers, boom, boom. Not us. We don't poop on no parties. Dang on it. I don't like them pooping on mine. So let's get it. Somebody said Purple PA. Yeah, you probably right up the street from me. I don't know where Purple PA is, but tuning in from Kansas. Yeah, way down there. That's what I'm talking about. So with no further ado, let's get loose so we can get busy. Oh, my merch is coming out. I got some Gorilla Clan merch. Real Gorilla. Real Gorilla. Real Gorilla.
There's some kings in the building. Feel your fist, let me show some respect. There's gorillas in here.
Gorilla in here. Gorillas in here. Now, I just saw Michigan in the house. Michigan. I'm looking for big things to come out of Michigan this next election, y'all. Hold it down. You know they're going to cheat. You know they are going to cheat. I hope they are prepping for that. Oh, yeah, man. Make sure that Tlaib, she got somebody primary in her, y'all. And I hope she get her socks blown off. Same thing with Ilhan Omar and the rest of them. I hope they all get their butts beat. I think it was, no, wait, it might have been Ilhan Omar. She's getting primaried. But I hope Tlaib gets primaried too. So it's unbelievable they let these two people just somehow keep skirting. The whole squad needs to go. But anyway, let's go ahead and get busy today because we need to talk about some things. Starting off with, oh, wait a minute. Krispy Kreme. Jabba the Hutt had the nerve to take his butt down to Florida. Oh, so Misa Jabba said, so Jabba the Hutt slash Krispy Kreme, Chris Crispy, went down to Florida to try to talk about how foul Donald Trump is and how y'all need to vote for Jabba the Hutt for president. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Jabba said, Jabba. Solo.
Yeah. Well, now it feels like home. Thank you all very much.
Like home, Jabba. So.
Let me first thank the chairman and everyone here. Yep.
Now I wonder how many nuts he got stored up in that pouch right there. How many nuts? Dang on there. They're rattling around in that. So let's go ahead and finish hearing Crispy talk about why these people are booing him. Now I'm mad. I'm mad that they decided to have a boo party without me. I didn't get invited to the boo party. Dang on it. What is going on, y'all? Whenever there's a boo party, I am down for it, baby. Me, boo, 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 boo. Thank you. Let me see. I think I'll go in my high falsetto. There we go. All right. Let's see.
Look. What a shot here for Trump. I'm going to fall over dead. Now look.
I'm going Barry White. Boo. Boo. Yeah, man. I'm booing him in all octaves. Every single octave I can boo him in. So now you see him? I don't even know why this man is still running around the country. What is he doing except for embarrassing himself? Hopefully he does know that, hey, I am going to be hated by Republican voters for the rest of my life. This will be my legacy. They'll always remember me as Jabba the Hutt slash the guy who his only responsibility was to go out there and try to destroy the only last hope that we can see at this point for our country politically. This guy's playing his role as a villain to just destroy that opportunity. And he'll be always known for that. So let's finish hearing Jabba vomit up all of this stuff on the mic. I'm surprised he's not eating a rat.
Every one of those boos, every one of those every one of those yells will not keep it. Yes, sure. Will not solve one problem we face in this country. Will not solve and will not.
How can you take this type of abuse? Why are you putting is it that? Who's paying you? Who's paying you? I mean, is the uniparty that sweet? I mean, are they cutting you some chips, some scratch under the table? What is making you go out and suffer this type of embarrassment? What's your expectation? You go down to Florida where Trump lives and you think you're going to show up for some event and the people are going to come out cheering, yay, for he's a jolly good fellow. That's unbelievable. So either he's extremely delusional or he's willing to take an extreme amount of abuse just to try to derail Trump. And I'm thinking, what's your next move after this? Once Trump wins the primary and hopefully becomes the president, what are you good for? I'm pretty sure he's going to go back to CNN, MSNBC, and spend the rest of his days bashing Trump and the Republican Party. So let's finish. Come on, Jabba, hurry it up.
Not make this country better. Your anger.
He's mad at them.
Your anger against the truth is reprehensible.
Oh! You shouldn't have said that.
But the problem is you fear the truth.
We fear the truth, y'all.
The problem is you want to shut down any disconnect between.
Boy, that guy, I tell you, man, it's unreal. The problem is you fear the truth. The problem is it's reprehensible. Can you believe that, dude? And you know, the sad part is when I first got into politics and I was watching the first couple debates, especially when he destroyed Marco Rubio, you know, Christie at the time, he made some sense. He made some sense. And then I guess he thought he would get a place in Trump's cabinet and didn't get it. So he decided, you know what I'm going to do now? Now I got to go off and become a never Trumper to stay relevant. Now I got to sell out and start bashing Trump to stay relevant. And it's unbelievable that he's willing to do that, man. I can't stand when Republicans do that. I don't even think you see any Democrats that do that. Even if they switch parties, they don't go on a tour just to obviously bash their former whatever. And if they criticize them, it's legit. They only switch when they get a revelation that our party that I'm involved with is evil and corrupt and is anti-American. They have genuine reasons to switch. They're sincere when they switch. They're like, I can't sit back and watch the Democrat Party keep doing what they're doing to the people. So I'm done. I got a revelation. Our rhinos will either switch or pretend to stay as Republicans and then, for whatever reason, start trashing Republicans. Trying to, keep a balance. Like, oh, we still don't like Democrat policies either, but we sure enough don't like certain Republicans either. It's unbelievable the way that they do it. And it becomes so obvious because as a MAGA Republican, I'm able to see this dude is all about the money, staying relative, whatever they're offering him to do this. I know his role. That's why he's a sellout. It's obvious he has a role to play in this, and his role is to be the spoiler, because it sure isn't to become the president. Man, I would definitely leave the country if Jabba the Hutt became the president, thing on it. So somebody go get that chain and get Jabba out of there, okay? Speaking of Democrats that decide to criticize other Democrats, there's a price to pay for that, y'all. Did y'all know that? You can't come out there and start criticizing those Democrats. Once you pledge your allegiance to the Democrat Party, you got to stay loyal. And look at this. Somebody decided to fly too close to the sun.
Working class voters who should be aligned with Democrats economically and party leaders.
There was, and you look at the numbers, there's a hemorrhaging of our Latino community, our AAPI communities that's leaving the traditional Democratic base is because we've allowed the loudest and those who consider themselves to be woke. Some of us never went to sleep.
Now right there is heresy. That man out there risking his whole entire life. He's like when Malcolm X decided to start talking reckless about the Muslims in America. Oh, he knew he was in trouble then. Yeah, after that trip to Mecca, came back. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was like, what is he saying? Who that? All right, you know what you got to do to him. Put the hit out. And they put a hit out on him, I believe. Not like the one they did on Malcolm X, which was final. But they did put a hit out on him. So Peanut is not confessing to leaving the Democrat Party, but he's criticizing them enough to where it could be damaging. And it also might influence some of the voters in New York to start saying, yeah, you mean to tell me this woke virus is spread that? That's true. They do be walking around saying crazy stuff. They are radical. They are whatever. They are the ones out there going, we should let everybody come in and just walk around our country and our city and because for our better life and all of that stuff. They do be saying that. And it's a black man out there mentioning this. We can't call him a white national. We can't call him some, white supremacist. We can't say he's xenophobic. How can we send a message to this black man who we allowed to acquire this type of power? We want him to keep his mouth shut and stay loyal to whatever garbage we push in New York. But he done went too far.
And we hear and speak directly to people. And I think the party is now understanding that we have to speak at those issues that are important. Jobs, public safety, educating our children, good health care. Just these things happen in this country.
Oh, he ain't finished. Now, hey, can everybody still see and hear me on, let me see, something. Hi, Kev. First, X chatting doesn't show live. What? I'm not showing live? Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah. Can everybody else see me live? Am I live? Am I live? What? I don't want to be Memorex. I want to be live. I want to be live. So talk to me. Let me know if something's going on with the show. Somebody said I'm live. All word. So let's continue it. Look at him. He went on another show. So he's showing us the other stuff. Show us the other stuff, Peanut.
The numerical minority, they have hijacked the term progressive. I have been progressive all my life. Look at the issues I fought for, from police reform, housing, education. But we've allowed a small number.
You gonna get it. Like when your brother or sister get in trouble and you know you're clear and you get to sit back and give them that long, ooh, you gonna get it. Yeah, this man right here is gonna get it. Got the nerve to be out there talking about his overseers.
That are the loudest, and they've hijacked the true meaning of the Democratic Party.
Well, there he, oh, look at that. He's taking a stand, y'all. Look, all right, we're headed to D.C. to meet our, the White House address this. Okay, dang. He bringing up issues that's dear and near to the Democrat Party. Dear and near to you know who. The women and men at the border is helping, and we are the mucus and garlic, near and dear, which is their precious illegal immigrants that are being stuffed all over New York. So this mayor had the nerve to forget who put him in power. He forgot that the Democrats don't really love him because he's black. They don't really love him because that. They love him because he's black and obedient. See? So he almost done forgot who put him in power. Now he going to talk to them about some asylum and some migrant issues. Y'all going to give him a piece of his peanut head. Oh yeah, migrant issues in our city. Update.
I don't see an ending to this.
Uh-oh.
This issue will destroy
Oh,
New York City.
Oh. Thank you, Benny, for that clip, because that's exactly what happened. They picked a fine time to raid his campaign manager's house. Here he is. Oh, man, tweeting and texting and videoing and all of this stuff. I'm on my way to handle things. Y'all understand that? Wait until I get back. I'm going to keep y'all posted. Wait a minute. Hold on for a second. I get a call coming through. Hey, what's happening? I'm sending a video stream to what? Is that the FBI in the background? They're there? So let's see why they're there, y'all. And why they picked such a time to show up that would interrupt this man's little trip to go and speak to Creepy Sleepy. Well, most likely because Creepy Sleepy's unavailable. Even though he might still be at the White House, but he's still unavailable. He's no good. Eric Adams will probably show up there like, okay, is this a puppet sitting here? Because he's not responding. And everything we're asking him, he has no idea how to respond. So let's see what is happening with Eric Adams here, because he was so beloved by the left for a while. Oh, FBI raids home of Eric Adams, fundraising chief. Yeah, Brianna Suggs.
News right now. Mayor Adams has canceled his planned trip to Washington, D.C. today.
Turn it around.
He was set to join other mayors in the Capitol to meet with President Biden and discuss the impact of the asylum seeker crisis on their cities.
He was, but he was talking too reckless, so they had to send him a message. You understand that? Don't be out there talking about wokeness. Yeah, so let's see.
Mayor Adams posted this video on X of himself on the plane, but sources tell CBS 2 he is now rushing back to New York City for, quote, a matter he has to deal with.
Turn that sucker around.
What that matter is.
6 New York City contractors tonight are charged with illegally funneling money to Mayor Adams' campaign. Prosecutors say the contractors managed to go around the campaign donation limits by using straw donors to make extra contributions. Those contributions were then matched by the city.
Real tricky timing, isn't it? Right when this dude starts, right when this dude starts speaking out against one of the Democrats' pet projects, which is illegal immigrants flooding our country and wokeness. Now, all of a sudden, they're real scrutinizing concerning his finances. Now, you think he's the only one? I bet you they could dig into every single Democrat politician and how they receive their money and find out something shady is going on. And honestly, I think this is a way that they control everybody in their party. See, they keep just enough dirt on these politicians by helping them acquire power, putting them in power, and they have just enough dirt. They know how the system works that at any moment they can pull the lever. Any moment. That's why they hate Trump. They don't have many ways to go after him legitimately. He didn't get all these donations from all of these people. He didn't have all of these tricky backdoor deals going on. They're like, how can we get this dude? He don't owe them no favors. They can't be like, hey, man, you better keep your mouth shut. You better not be out there talking about whatever because, see, but these guys, they roll around in the muck and the mire, especially when you're dealing with the Democrat Party. And I'm sure the Republicans got their dirt too. But the Democrat Party seems to have like a patent on the dirt and corruption. All of the stuff that they accuse every other politician of having, they all seem to be guilty of. And it only comes out when they become defiant. Now, I personally think also the FBI and the DOJ oftentimes does not even do anything with this information because they wait for times like this. They just sit back and say, oh, yeah, we know he's dirty. We know campaign stuff is going on, not only just with him, but probably with every other one of them. Yeah, but we're not going to do nothing to him until they step out of line. And maybe Eric Adams, now this is my theory, but maybe Eric Adams stepped out of line and now he's feeling the heat.
Mayor's campaign insists they knew nothing about the illegal donations. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Lauren Glassberg.
These 4 defendants are charged in a scheme to raise money through straw donations for Eric Adams' mayoral campaign in 2021. The idea, according to the 27-count indictment, was to give out money orders to people who would then donate that money to the campaign, and the money would be matched by public funds. So a $250 donation would garner a $2,000 match.
Whoa.
The defendants would then allegedly pressure the mayor's office for construction jobs, assuming Adams was elected. In one email between 2 defendants, Shamsuddin Riza writes to Dwayne Montgomery, a retired police inspector, about a potential construction project in Brooklyn, saying, FYI, this is the one I want. Safety, drywall, and security. One project, but we can all eat. Please show it to him before event.
Wow.
It will start when he's in office. It's important to note the mayor is not charged, nor is his campaign. A campaign spokesman saying, we would never tolerate these actions. But according to political consultant Hank Scheinkopf, this case doesn't help the mayor's narrative.
This continues with a spate of non-positive press that clouds out the fact that murders are down in the city, that there are some strides being made against crime, and that he's got a set of accomplishments. No one's listening to them. What they see is the scandal.
Oh, boy. Because that's exactly what they want you to see. So now you won't be listening to him talking about wokeness, talking about the Biden administration and their open border policies. You won't be listening to him. He ain't going to have time to be focused on New York has a brand. And you know what? We can't survive this. New York will not survive. I've never seen a problem that couldn't be solved. He can't go around doing that now because he's going to have to be on the defense trying to block them coming after him, or just shut his mouth and deal with this problem. Pretend it ain't nothing wrong with all of these illegal immigrants coming in here. Don't fight for the people. Don't try to save New York. Let it go off into the abyss. Just like Conehead. Let's see what's going on with Conehead over in Chicago.
Out of an abundance of caution, the administration is reviewing all city agencies to see if any contracts were signed with any of these defendants, and if so, when.
Now, Conehead got the message. He knows the rules.
What else is happening in this country? We have other democratic cities, Denver, California, LA, sending their people to Chicago, New York. They're sending their migrants to Chicago.
Oh, y'all hear this? Now our brothers and sisters is rising up in Chicago. The brothers, the jungle. So now this brother right here, what looks like he either has a curl or a process or something. I don't know. Well, he got some slick, wavy hair going backwards. But nonetheless, this man's mad. He's like, why is all these other liberal cities sending their folks to us? Because they got the hint. You got the last holdout dumb Mayor Conehead, who refuses to tap out. He's seeing the message on the wall. He's like, well, man, I don't want to be like Peanut up there in New York. All of a sudden, they start digging into my background and my finances. So every time I go to the mic, I'm going to blame the people. Yes, we have an obligation to bring in all of these people. And you know what? We can't have the people in the street upset about their, areas being crowded and tent houses being built in their neighborhoods and kids being shoved into their school and grown men right next door to their kids and stuff. We don't have time for that nonsense. We have to make sure that we focus on these people. And see, that guy, the guy who refuses to acknowledge the problem, but instead he will blame it on the people. That's what he'll do. Somebody said, Kevin, you're the best. Thank you so much, Diane. That's over on Facebook, y'all. All right. So let's finish hearing this brother with the wavy hair looking like a washed up elder barge when it feels like the world is on your shoulders and all of the madness has got you going crazy. So let's finish hearing Elder Barge washed up come out here and talk about all these other mayors sending folks to dang on, you know what, Chicago.
Why? Because they saying we can't take anymore.
Ooh.
Chicago has yet to
right.
say
He ain't light enough.
we can't take anymore. We have to draw the line somewhere. It's a diversion to continue to say this is a federal problem. We need help from the federal government. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know that. But while we're waiting for the federal government to act, we need to be doing something here at home.
What can you do, brother?
To protect us.
And that should start with voting out Mayor Conehead. There you go. How about you guys change the way you vote? That's the only way you're going to protect yourselves, because Mayor Conehead is done. Mayor Conehead has no leverage to fight for you guys at all. That man is 100% sold out, and they are not going to have him doing what Mayor Adams did. So now y'all just going to have to grit it and bear it, or recall him, do something, try to get this dude out, because he ain't going to change his position.
Now, we don't even know the people who are coming to Chicago.
Listen to this white nationalist racist saying.
People that are coming here, we don't know if they have criminal backgrounds. We don't know if they're murderers. We don't know anything concrete about the people coming here.
He sounds like President Trump did. They're not sending us their best. They're sending us their rapists, their murderers, their drug dealers. And I'm assuming some might be good people. Right? Now, this guy's saying exactly what Trump said. We don't know who's coming. Boy, wait a minute, man. Where's MSNBC and CNN and all of them that might have caught this footage? Why they all calling him a xenophobe? Huh? See, this is crazy. You see what common sense does? Common sense has nothing to do with racism. It has everything to do with common sense. But when you are the funky, corrupt news and you are the funky, corrupt Democrats who want to push some type of policy that nobody should say, that makes sense, and you can't make it make sense, because just like this guy's going, man, we don't know these people. We ain't got the resource for these people. These are common sense thoughts. But you know what overrides that? Racism. There it is. Here I am looking out for the family and go, this don't make sense, man. We got folks in America that need help and all that. What? Whoa, what? White nationalism. So Trump want to keep the America white? That's why he don't want all of these folks that we don't know who they are, where they're coming from, what their background is. That's why he don't want them to come, because he wants to keep America white. Do you understand how weak the human mind is to fall for that? To interpret Trump making a common sense statement as xenophobic and wanting to keep America white again. Not just because the reality is we don't know who's coming across this border. But now all that common sense done trickled down into the black community. So I wonder, why aren't all the news covering all of these black angry people that are saying the same things that Trump was saying and all of us? Why aren't they all flooding this city to call all of these folks white nationalists, xenophobic? Why aren't they doing that? Instead, they're going, shh, keep these little clips to like conservative channels. Don't let this spread across the internets so that folks that were dumb enough to fall for this the last time would be looking at this and say, wow, I never saw it that way. I guess these black people got a point. Maybe Trump wasn't white nationalistic when he was saying it.
Now, when you look at what's happening, Venezuela are emptying their jails and telling them to walk to the border.
There you go. Trump said that too.
They're coming to Chicago.
Trump said that too. They're emptying their jails. I would do that if I was down there and I'm a presidente of a South American country and I got all these criminals and stuff that we got to feed, taxes and stuff. I'm like, all right, you know what would be a good idea since America is welcoming everybody unquestioned from every country around the globe for the most part. How about we just say, hey guys, y'all could either stay here and rot in jail, or we could send y'all to America and y'all could become their problem. I mean, what you do there has nothing to do with us. Continue your life of crime if you want. It doesn't matter. Take the risk. At least you'll have freedom. This is your second chance. That would be a dream for me. If I was a criminal in prison down in Venezuela and they said, here's an option, I would bounce so quick. So this guy is sounding too smart to be a black person in the inner city who loves the Democrats and everything they do is good. It's good. He sounded too smart for that. Black people aren't supposed to be saying stuff like this.
We already have enough crime here in the city of Chicago.
What? You can never have too much of that.
Crime here that we're dealing with.
You want us to continue to understand and see the problem, but y'all don't see the problem in the black culture. Black people are the influence. We wouldn't, y'all know, nobody would be here if it wasn't for us.
Oh, they losing control of the brothers, the jungle, and they brought it on themselves. Thank you so much. You just dropped that nice big chunk in there. I appreciate that. All those participating in the super chat. Thank you so much. So now they losing control of the brothers. The brothers are getting mad. Now, this is where you push your people too far. This is where you take so much advantage of the people you're supposed to be serving that they can no longer control their mind. Everybody got a breaking point where they say, okay, you go too far. You had me completely sold out and supporting you, but now you invaded my personal life and I can see it right in front of me. Before, y'all were just projecting all of this stuff across the country and we were seeing it through the eyes of your propaganda. But now it's in our face. I don't have time to be sitting back judging conservatives who disagree with this because it's far away. I'm judging it now because it's a reality in my life. So listen to this, sister.
Okay, this is a whole new generation. This social media, this now, like, you're not gonna allow this to happen, and we're not gonna allow this to happen because we're gonna force you to do the right thing. And if not, y'all getting out of here. I was in Georgia when they flipped that state blue for the first time.
Okay.
I will knock on every senior's door and make them hold their vote. This place will flip red.
Oh! Now, where's Conehead? Conehead should be shaking in his boots. That's what he should be doing. See, now, here's the only problem. I really wish that would happen. I really wish that these people would remember this during the next time they vote. And I wish that there would be a good red candidate that would run in this area that would highlight all of the fallout due to voting for these people. They need to see a compare and contrast. They need to see a good, solid Republican that will run and address all of this stuff and keep it fresh in their head. Y'all remember all of those cities and tents and stuff they built? Y'all remember how they just shoved them into the police stations? Y'all remember how they just put them all in the street? Y'all remember how Brandon Johnson blamed all of y'all? Don't forget that. Because see, humans' minds are quick to forget. Next time it's time to vote, they won't be thinking about that. They'll be thinking about some type of white nationalism and a racism somewhere. Somebody needs to step in right now, declare that I'm running against these bums, and here's the main reason why. And I'm going to blast it all over Chicago constantly. If I lived in Chicago, honestly, I would run. I would run if I lived in Chicago because this would be a great time to do it. Because one, I would match Peanut Head, Cone Head, Brandon Johnson can't come our way. We got a white guy now. He's trying to run. Nope, I'm black. I just got common sense. I'm conservative. But I'm going to tell you right now, that dude right there, Conehead, is a bum. And that dude took advantage of you, along with many other Democrats here. How about we flip this mess around and punish him? That's what I would do. But I don't live in Chi-Town. All I can do is sit back and go, good luck. Good luck, Chi-Town.
It'll be a historical moment because y'all not paying attention to them anyway.
True.
They're getting displaced. Yeah, I don't care what y'all trying to find. Y'all trying to find housing for Venezuelans.
Yeah.
For the Latinos, for all that. Y'all keep sending them over here when they need to go back. Y'all, one time have y'all sent ICE there. ICE need to come. There's prostitution that's behind. There's prostitution that's behind all of these police districts. I live in Streeterville. It's prostitution right up the street.
Prostitution?
I mean, it's
illegal.
It's a disrespect.
It is a disrespect.
And y'all continue to allow this to happen. Like Mayor Johnson is the most hated. And he's going to continue to be hated. Only people that like him is teachers and some of y'all.
Oh, boy. And some of y'all. And hopefully, though, some of y'all would wake up. Say, that dude's hated. He should be. And I've shown y'all clip after clip of people there. Mayor Johnson. You deceived us, you tricked us, you fooled us, I feel betrayed. Yeah, you should. You should. That dude got in office and did everything opposite of what he should be doing.
Okay? I'm trying to tell you, my tax money is not going to continue to allow this.
Yeah.
Y'all need to find our money. You need to put more things in our neighborhoods. Y'all aren't doing nothing. These small businesses, the only thing you're giving it to is Latinos. Nah, it's more than that. This is the most segregated city. And the United States is looking at us.
Ms. Lee, thank you very much for your comments.
Oh, see, they mad. They mad. They like, shut up, little lady. But see, here's the problem. They're almost making it start to look like it's a race issue. And really, I hope that the black folks up there don't become bitter towards just say Latinos. Okay. The key element is illegals. That's the problem. See, these folks, because most of them illegals they're shoving in up there happen to be Latino, it's easy to just make that connection. Like y'all are spending all your money on Latinos. But there's American Latinos in Chicago that don't like this either. And they're getting shafted as well. So it comes down to all of these illegal immigrants being shoved in there. And Mayor Brandon / Conehead is doing everything he can to accommodate them while abusing his own people. Hopefully they'll wake up. So that's what's going on in New York, Chicago. But guess what? Trouble for Creepy. Oh, but the media, don't worry. The media is to his rescue. His numbers is
Today
in the
marks
tank.
exactly 1 year from the 2024 presidential election and what could end up being a rematch between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Our new CBS News poll shows Biden continues to trail Donald Trump in that possible head-to-head. He is now down 3 points. For more on why, we go to Anthony Salvante.
Let's hear.
Good morning, Margaret. To understand those numbers, we wanted to look at views about both today and the future. So first, the number of Americans who think that things are going badly in the country today has hit its high for the year. So you might expect any incumbent to be down as Biden is. But then look at these positive views of what people think will happen for them financially if Donald Trump wins. Way more voters think they'd be better off. And Biden, for his part, hasn't fully convinced as many Democrats that he'd help them as the middle class still reels from inflation.
So wait a minute, you telling me that folks aren't sold on Bidenomics? They're not confident with Bidenomics coming to the rescue. It's the American dream. Nobody sold on that? You gotta be kidding me. So I'm sure even some of the bubbleheads that voted against Trump at the end of the day is going, okay, it was fun and all, but I'm broke and I wasn't broke under Trump. So, yeah, maybe we should go back and do the right thing this next time.
Then let's look overseas. There's more voters, we find, who think that it's Trump that would keep the U.S. out of a war if he wins. That's driven by a lot of Republican unity on that idea. Let's look at Israel in particular. Americans sympathize with the Israeli people. Most Democrats think that Biden would show the right amount of support, but Democrats are more divided over military aid to Israel specifically. This is probably going to lead to a lot of...
Wow. And let's see how the media handles all of this. See, because remember, they stuck that dude in office. They did everything they could to help Creepy Sleepy get past that finish line. They drugged that disgusting carcass right across the finish line. And now they're sitting back going, uh-oh. And we don't have a real candidate that we can swap Biden out for at this point. Let's see what they say.
When Democrats increasingly chatter that Joe Biden should step aside and make room for another Democrat.
And I think the problem that Democrats have is they don't know who that Democrat would be right now. I don't think that people look at Kamala Harris and feel like she is ready to take that step forward. They look across the rest of the party, governors, senators, mayors, House members, and they're struggling to figure out who they could put up if it's not Joe Biden. And so I think the reality is Democrats are probably going to run Joe Biden. They will.
Wow. Ugh. That's a horrible option. You sitting there like, all right, who do you got? Come on, huddle up. All right. Let's see. Our quarterback is down. Who's up? What? Kamala Harris. Oh, she's worse than our quarterback. What's this? The water boy. Where is he at? Hey, water boy. Yes. That's some high quality H2O. You're in. Okay, because mama say that the crocodiles is so angry because they got all those teeth and not enough toothbrush. Look. Enough of that. Get in there and do something. They're going to have to send the water boy in. I appreciate what you're showing me right now. So the water boy's got to go in for them because their main quarterback sucks and backup sucks worse. Let's finish hearing them panic over this. What the? Hey, what the? You better. Okay, hold on. I've been having some technical difficulties. Boy. Okay, here we go. Now.
I will tell you, this is the first time, Jen, that I have felt like the 2024 election is in great trouble for the president and for our Democratic control, which is essential to moving forward.
Before I let you both go, Senator Blumenthal, I have to ask about some new polling that is a big warning sign for your fellow Democrat in the White House. The New York Times and Siena College, it shows that Donald Trump is leading in Nevada, Georgia, Arizona, and Michigan, tight races in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. How worried are you about the president's reelection campaign?
She sounds more worried than him. How worried are you about the president's campaign? See, they're scared. They're scared because they know only so much cheating, so many ballot, stuffing and ballot swapping and all of that can be done. The numbers are getting so drastic that they're going, oh boy, how are we gonna explain that right there? These numbers are ugly. And I'm sure they're uglier than what they're actually reporting. You cannot tell me that Biden is even within any margin when it comes down to Trump. They know it. So now they got to revert back to what, well, can we stop him, get him off the ballot? How about we listen to this next guy talk about how he thinks things are going to change as it gets closer to the election based on all of this stuff they've been doing to Trump.
I was concerned before these polls, and I'm concerned now. These presidential races over the last couple of terms have been very tight.
No, they haven't.
No one is going to have a runaway election here. It's going to take a lot of hard work, concentration, resources.
And a lot of cheating on your part.
We have our work cut out for us.
Are we operating in two worlds where there's sort of Donald Trump?
First things first, I got to address that big egghead. I could never see it without saying something about that Humpty Dumpty perfectly shaped egg. So now egghead right here is about to do what he does best, propaganda. And he's about to ask this washed up looking Muppet right here next to him to explain what's going on here. Things are crazy. Why is it so close? Why is Donald Trump taking the lead and everybody's voting for him and stuff like that? And listen to this old fart right here try to give an explanation.
Trump and what he's doing and Congress and what they're doing, or are the two going to come together at some point and show voters what this complete dysfunction of the Republican Party looks like right now? Donald Trump and his legal travails and Congress and its, I don't know, every kind of travails.
Man, these people are obvious propagandists. It's so clear. My whole job is to run interference for the Democrat Party, to promote them. I mean, to cover up whatever to make whatever that is obviously a mess look like it's not that bad, and then to make the other party look horrible, disarray. It's out of control there. How can people even think about voting for them? Only people who have not been paying attention to politics fall for this garbage. I'm sitting back going, y'all have created a complete crap storm. And here you are talking about that the other party is in disarray and Donald Trump and this and that. So now listen to this other propaganda.
I think that will happen, Ali. And one of the things that I think is clear here is that most voters have paid no or little attention to Donald Trump's legal problems.
Yeah, because they know they're bogus. See, when you're talking about most voters haven't paid any attention to it, if you're talking about us, that has not affected us because we all know the purpose of those bogus charges. Those charges are designed to stop him from running. Now he's trying to refer to all of the undecided, the independents, that people who don't necessarily follow politics that much. They haven't really focused on it. Actually, a lot of them have. Once they indicted Trump, a lot of folks was like, hey, man, now that went a little too far. Y'all done indicted the man. Good grief. I know y'all don't like him at all, but this seems excessive. So here he is talking about most voters have not paid attention to it. We did, but we interpreted it correctly, like garbage. That's why it means nothing to us. That's why Trump is getting more popular based on these attacks.
That will change when we get criminal trials, and especially if and when we get convictions.
He's hoping.
And at the same time, well, lots will happen and change over the course of the next year when we get down to two choices. And we have one presidential candidate who is for a complete Muslim ban, who has supported and lunched with Nazis or neo-Nazis, and who has criminal convictions. And we have issues.
There you go. You see that? You see him trying, he's setting the stage. He's like, okay, we're going to go heavy on the propaganda when it gets closer. We're going to bring out all this. Trump's banning all Muslims, a complete Muslim ban. Bringing that stuff back again. And he's bringing stuff back that honestly at this moment might backfire. People might be saying, well, based on what we're about to see at the end of my video, that might not be such a bad idea. Based on all of these radical people who support Hamas running around our country, that might not be a bad idea. That would be equivalent to him saying, and Trump wants to stop illegal immigration. He's trying to put a ban on all illegal immigrants coming across. People would be going, yeah, I might have fell for it the first time because y'all told us he was doing it because of white nationalism. But I'm not falling for it this time because we see it's a problem. So now he's talking about Trump supports whites, Nazis, and stuff like that. He's talking about Kanye West bringing that guy that Trump didn't even know was coming to the meeting. And then he's talking about all of his indictments that somehow his political opponent has thrown down on him. Nothing suspicious there. These are real legitimate indictments, I suppose.
Issues like the post-Dobbs world and abortion, as you were just discussing with David Pepper, that will reemerge when we see clear choices. I think
clear choices. No, abortion ain't gonna be the clear choice when it comes down to America's survival, people's finances, all the stuff that are real issues. Most folks aren't in a situation where they're like, man, I might need an abortion. Well, you know what? Granted, nobody's talking about banning abortions nationally, rather. I mean, there's going to be some states that make their own individual decisions. But this guy, of course, with the Democrats, are going to make it seem like Trump's going to get in and say, now abortions are completely illegal. I don't care if you're dying as a woman. You're just going to have to die. You can't get an abortion, and I don't care. They're trying to make it seem like it's that. And honestly, if they brought this topic up and people said, okay, what's more relevant to my life? You know, I mean, these people, if they really need an abortion, probably could go find a state that will allow them to get an abortion. But my pockets, the economy, global war, threat of that, I think right now that trumps abortions. Nobody's going to be swayed by that unless you are completely a moron.
I think we'll find a different dynamic. But that's not to sugarcoat a series of polls that show that For reasons that we will have to explore for many years, a president who's had astonishing success in many areas, including the economy,
He's talking about
been
Biden.
as masterful as possible in foreign policy, even as the world is falling apart, has such low standing with the public. And that's
Did you hear that? Did you hear that dude straight up project everything he just said? Trump was responsible for. You hear the Nutty Professor? So here he is talking about some the president who had astounding accomplishments, the great economy. He's doing great on the global stage. He just described everything that Trump did. Let's hear it again.
But that's not to sugarcoat a series of polls that show that
So funny it was.
for reasons that we will have to explore for many years.
No, you don't have to explore for many years. You should know that right grip. I know why. Right now. I'll save you the time. He's talking about the reasons we don't know we have to explore for many years. He sucks. Afghanistan, you name it. The Ukraine war, China, the balloons flying all over the place, soldiers killed, economy crazy, lockdowns. Should I go on? And he's perplexed. He don't know why all these people are saying that everything's worse. He has no idea. It's going to take a case study over years. That's what it's going to know. I could save you all of that and sum it up. Unbelievable.
A president who's had astonishing success in many areas, including the economy.
That's Trump. Go ahead.
Been as masterful as possible in foreign policy, even
that's Trump. Go ahead.
Even as the world is falling apart, has such low standing with the public, and that
is unbelievable. He just straight said, "All right, let me see here. Look at so Trump did all these good things. I'm just going to say Biden did them. There you go. Just going to say Biden. But the difference is, people with common sense knows that's not true." That's what he's failing to realize. He's trying to pretend ignorant. He's trying to pretend like, these people, they're just delusional for some reason. What they're feeling isn't real. What's making them not like Biden? He's done all of these things. He's done all of these great things. But Biden is so bad, you can't gaslight the people anymore. He's just hoping that people will listen to what he says. And him just saying, the economy's great, Biden did great things overseas, and people just listen to him and say, I guess that's what happened. That's what he said, so I'm assuming that's true. Versus really saying, now, wait a minute. If that's the case, why are we teetering on World War III over there? Why is Russia and China forming alliances now? Why is Iran threatening everybody? Why is the economy sucking? Why is inflation going up? Why are all these things happening? But yet that guy just got out there and said, none of that. Biden's doing great on all of that stuff.
It's on empathy and on personal likability, which is really his greatest strength.
His greatest strength. He's Biden. He's Joe around the way. He's just Scranton Joe. So guys, I'm running a little tight on time. And I was going to touch on the scare that's happening with blacks that are stuck in sleep paralysis right about now. Because some black people are seeing how bad things are, but they can't come out of the sleep. See, these are the woke folks that's really sleep. And they're seeing it and they're going, man, I know I need to get up. But it just keeps pulling me back in. I think we'll touch quickly on this before I move on. Here we go.
Wondering what is he doing in terms of police accountability and criminal justice reform.
Lang also says the president better show up more.
People always want to see people actually paying attention, and sometimes that means being able to physically.
So they're criticizing Biden.
Black turnout soared here in the Obama years, but it dropped in 2016 and was flat in 2020.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you grade the Joe Biden presidency in terms of its impact on your life and your community?
A 4.
A 4.
Oh, 4.
Yeah. And I love Joe.
The vet maker, though, sees a reason for optimism.
The alternative is the man whose name I try not to say.
You see that? You see that sleep paralysis? You're awake just enough to recognize that Joe Biden sucks. He's a 4. But I love Joe Biden. Trump was worse. It's unbelievable. Trying to get up, but just keeps sucked back in. Sleep paralysis.
Well, I'll say it. As we sit here today, the likely alternative is Donald Trump.
Right.
Would that be enough to motivate people, even if maybe they're a little on Biden?
I think so.
Joanna Brooks is one
Here's
such
another
voter.
one. Sleep
She owns a
paralysis.
yoga studio just across the Milwaukee line in Glendale.
All right, y'all.
Like many we met in the city, Brooks says black voters get taken for granted.
Black people in
Recognizing the problem. Recognizing that I don't like the way things are going. Democrats are taking advantage of us. But see, whenever you hear that, you just undone everything you just complained about. You're waking up. You get right to the point, and then you get sucked back in. Watch her get sucked back in, y'all.
in general, I think, tend to be pretty loyal to the Democratic Party. And sometimes I wonder, just based on how that party has performed thus far for people of color.
Solving her
if we
own
should
problem,
continue to
talking
be-
it out right now.
But Brooks says that accountability exercise must wait until after 2024 because of constant Republican attacks on abortion rights
Go back to
and
sleep.
voting rights.
I grew up almost certain that my rights were guaranteed. Right? I took it for granted.
And which ones aren't? This is where the brainwashing comes in. She's about to, after describing how they're taking advantage of, how things are bad right now, but I can't say, and how black votes are being taken advantage of, all of that good stuff. She was coming about, but she had one eye open, and then it just starts sucking her back in. And watch what the nightmare tells her. See, once you go back into that sleep paralysis, the nightmare is about to tell you this.
And now as I sit and watch the work of so many black folks during the civil rights movement, so many women who fought for women's rights, when I see all of their work slowly being undone, that was a wake-up call for me, for sure.
What?
You have to fight.
Eric Jones is no Trump fan, but
What's being undone? What rights are you talking about, lady?
But he thinks it's foolish to
Here's
bet
another
on
one.
Trump motivating black turnout.
I get people saying they're not going to vote. That's my fear. They see those two and they're going to say, screw it. We're damned anyways.
We met Jones at the 5th anniversary of the Bronzeville Collective. Several local artists sell their goods here. It is a source of smiles and hope in a community often defined by poverty and a high incarceration rate.
When the factories and the manufacturing left, jobs left. When jobs leave and opportunities leave, then you have certain things that are domino effects, right?
And why did they leave, bruh? With your big fat Kango looking like Buff Love? Tell me, Buff, why did those jobs leave? Because they were all coming back under Trump.
Jones says the president should stop by and learn a lesson.
You bring opportunities, you bring jobs, you get votes. Plain and simple.
For the president, it is the mood a year from now that matters most. But the mood today is bleak.
If you're Joe Biden, then you want to be reelected. He'd have a problem today, right?
Yes, he will. He'll have a big problem.
Johnson's work could well help the president. But listen.
If it were just Biden and Trump, who would you vote for?
You both say.
That's just a tough one.
And he's going around registering people to vote. And he's like, I better not say.
Young man who says the country needs big change. Determined to boost Milwaukee's black turnout, yet not sure who gets his vote.
Wow.
And just stunning, that young man there, I don't know who I'm going to vote for, a young black man in Milwaukee who's actually part of this activist community.
It's stunning that a black person don't already know who he's going to vote for. All black people should just know that they're going to vote for President Biden. Any black person that's confused at this point, I don't know what's going on with them. They're a traitor to their own people. They're manipulated by Trump's mojo. That dude has the nerve to actually seem like he's shocked that the black man don't know who he's voting for at this point.
And you have the older black women answering the door. Say, yeah, people died for my right to vote, but I'm not sure I'm going to vote because I'm so disaffected and disenchanted. And
How are you disaffected and disenchanted? I don't understand. Who's stopping these black people from voting? Somebody please tell me who are the magical entities out there stopping black people from voting just because you might have to get your butt out the bed and go down there and actually physically vote. Or maybe just because you got to go all the way to the BMV or somewhere to get an ID to go vote. How is that disenfranchising people? I am so sick of them saying this, but not showing any proof that any black person is being turned away when it comes down to voting. But they got folks saying, I might as well not vote but that's okay. If that's how you feel and you're going to go out and throw your vote on Biden and stay your butt home, just keep believing that I'm being disenfranchised, so I might as well stay home. I'll take it.
It matters. There's a year to fix it. But remember, 2 times in a row, Wisconsin alone, big battleground state, decided by about 20,000 votes. So it doesn't take many people staying home or going the other way.
Stay home.
Flip the state.
Congresswoman Crockett.
Now, y'all, they about to send out an overseer. You can't have black folks thinking for themselves. You can't have them starting to question whether they should be voting for Trump or Biden. Yeah, man, you got to tell them that all this crazy talk and stuff is crazy. And I'm going to tell y'all what's really going on. Y'all are too emotional. So they sent out a black congresswoman on CNN to go ahead and put all the other black people who's questioning things in check. Here we go.
Karen just talked about a warning sign, warning signs across the board, but particularly when it comes to people of color. The New York Times, and they're right about it, says, in a remarkable sign of a gradual racial realignment between the two parties, the more diverse the swing state, the farther Mr. Biden was behind. And he led only in the whitest of 6.
Now that blows up the narrative. Wait a minute. I thought that all of these pure white as snow areas, all were 100% for Trump, man. 100%. And all of these mixed bag of nut-colored the districts and stuff, the ones with all of the Aborigines and the Latinos and the Hittites and the Jebusites and all of them. Yeah, all of them. Purely for Biden. So you telling me that the more diverse states are actually starting to move towards Trump? Could it be because a lot of those diverse states are ran by Democrats that have forsaken the people and allowed their cities and states to just turn into a complete mess? And the folks that are living out in some of these more white areas, the middle to upper class mothers and men, you know what, we feel good about ourselves because we're not voting for a white nationalist. We're going to go ahead and stick with Biden because we don't feel the pain that the folk in the inner city is feeling. Now, you let these immigrants start coming out there and then they'll start going, now the spread is starting. So they've been stereotyping and saying that obviously no diverse city would be supporting Trump. And it's the opposite. So you mean to tell me all these white folks is supporting Biden? Ugh, that must mean he's a white nationalist. Here we go.
Yeah, no, it's really scary for me. I'm glad that Karen, the expert, is not as scared.
Here she go. Keep them black folks in check.
Perception is reality. Yeah. And so when you look at the data that was provided in this poll, it talks about how people feel. And when people decide whether they're going to the poll or whether they're not going to the poll, it's all about how you feel in that moment. And so while
Is it? That's only for your voters. Okay. See, that's the problem. And a lot of minorities for years been voting based on how they feel, not how reality is. So here she is talking about how they feel. And this is their strategy. Create a feeling when their voters go into the booth. They want their voters to vote based on emotions and not reality, common sense, facts, any of that stuff. So here she is now trying to say, hey, black folks, we need y'all back on that plantation. Now go on, don't make me go back and tell Massa y'all thinking about leaving that Democrat plantation.
Facts may not align with their feelings. Their feelings are dictating their reaction.
The facts may not align with your feelings. You hear that, all you minorities? Y'all don't understand. See, what you're feeling is not real. It's not real. It's not backed up by the fact that gas prices are high. It's not backed up by the fact that inflation's digging into you and food is up. Yeah, I heard somebody today say they had to pay $10 for a pack of noodles. It went up $10, the noodles that they buy. $10, but that's not real. See, the facts are different. Yeah, all them illegal immigrants coming across that border, that right there. Yeah, the way you feel, all those people are in your neighborhood and all that stuff, it's not factual. All of that, I guess, is a delusion. So please tell us on the facts, lady, here, as she just straight lies to all of her people to keep black people emotionally on the Democrat Party.
The reality is that they said that they feel better or they felt better when Trump was in office. But we've been trying to push back. We've got some very popular African-American artists that are out here saying things like, I got checks when Trump...
That's right. Feed them some slop. Keep them on that plantation. Yeah, folks and black folk talking about, man, wow, things was better under Trump for real though. But we got a plan for that. Let's get some rappers. Let's get some folks here that we think can, because that's the extent that we have to deal with black people. Not on an intellectual level, but just throw some people out there to bust some rhymes. Influence these black folks to get their butts back on that plantation. That's what we're going to do. Tell them about all that money we be giving away to them. Yeah, y'all like that money, don't y'all?
Trump was in office. I want those checks again, not understanding.
Yeah, I just want those checks. I don't want a job. I don't want independency. I just want those checks. Unbelievable, this check.
That really came from Congress. So we've got a couple of things, the perception issue, and then we also have an issue as it relates to civics in this country and people not understanding exactly how any of this works. People have to
Yeah, y'all don't understand how this works. See, Democrats tell y'all what to believe, how to vote, and y'all do it. Okay, you understand how this mess works. And that is exactly why we keep your schools and education destroyed and funky, because see, an ignorant brain can be controlled. Make sure those little black kids don't know how to read, do math, stuff like that. You don't want them focusing on economics and mess like that. Yeah, keep them ignorant. Unbelievable, this chicks.
Recognize that the world has changed. And that's the part that no one really is factoring in, is that we did not have a pandemic known as the coronavirus that existed when Trump first swore in. So yes.
And we wouldn't have had one either until it was released on us to try to change the whole election. Yeah. So we didn't have that. And if Trump would have won, stuff still would have been better than what it is now, because he wouldn't have kept things locked down for almost a whole year after. Y'all did that.
Gas prices were in a better situation, but also people understanding that bad policy takes a little while to go into effect. And honestly, that's what we're seeing. It wasn't better for the American people that the rich folk got the tax breaks. It would have been a lot better if those that are struggling every day got them, or the child tax credit.
She said now the bad policy takes a little time to go in effect, meaning Trump, his tax cuts and stuff, even though we all felt the effects of it from the top down, everybody was enjoying it. But now she said all of that just took a long time to come into effect. And now we're starting to feel it because of Trump. It's not because of Biden and all the stuff he's done. Bad policies took a long time to come in effect. So now we want y'all to pretend that Trump and his policies didn't benefit y'all. In fact, you're now feeling the results of it. And Biden's trying to fix it with Bidenomics.
That is going away, or the fact that people are upset with the president right now as it relates to Israel. But when you look at the package that was passed by MAGA Mike, that was pushed out by the Republicans, what did that package do? It defunded American workers, saying we're going to take money back from the IRS.
Yes, take money back from the IRS. I don't see what the problem is. You're selling me on Trump. To take money back from the IRS. Good.
And it also made sure that Israel got money and there was nothing for the Palestinians.
Family around.
Yeah, I don't see what the problem is. What do you think? See, in the rural area, they're not so easily deceived. See, watch these old timers give it to CNN. Remember this?
Around the table, don't watch and don't trust CNN.
Thank you. That's the first step.
There is reverence for Ronald Reagan here.
To healing.
But listen.
The trust is gone.
Reagan's optimism replaced by Trump's grievances.
We got to find our own way to take care of ourselves.
Reagan's disdain of big government replaced by Trump's distrust of just about everything.
Look how they're framing it. Replaced by Trump's distrust. Yeah, see, all these people aren't smart enough. See how the media plays? If you're black and you start supporting Trump, then you just don't know about civics, you're ignorant, and you're voting emotionally. When in reality, it's the opposite. When you vote for Democrats, they get you to vote based on emotions, not reality. Then they go out here and they're trying to say that these people out here don't know the facts. They're all manipulated by Trump's propaganda. They're all voting through Trump's emotional rants, his feelings and stuff like that. So notice he's connecting their decisions, their opinions, their views all to Trump and the way he feels.
I think he thinks he stole it from him.
Still questions about the 2020 election.
And I had a lot of people who agreed with him.
Criticism of the Trump prosecutions.
But nothing about that deal is the American way.
Tell him, old timer.
And this.
If you think the United States should be supporting Ukraine in the fight against Putin, raise your hand. Nobody.
Cricket.
You don't have to be that smart to connect the dots, right? And so is the war to cover up sins committed so you can cover your tracks? There's too much money that's been thrown over there.
Do you think all the NATO countries would do what Biden told them to do because he's trying to cover up some Hunter Biden business deal by...
It all depends on how Zelensky, how much dirt he has on Biden to keep the money coming.
That's out there.
No, because
hey, well, how do you try?
And I think that all those NATO countries all have the same goal and objective, which is a one world government. That's what it is. And Putin was standing in their way. So they all supported that mess. It's not just to protect Biden. This is just a plan that all these globalists have.
Trust when you know the government has shut down Facebook and shut down Twitter and told them to not show certain news stories.
A few days here makes clear Trump's grip is very strong.
Wow. And we're going to close with this, guys. Trump's grip is very strong. See, so this is what has happened to America for being dumb over the years. This happened right here in our country. And watch CNN try to be delusional about this. This is recent. We're almost done. Here we go.
White House gates have been vandalized. What? The streets are strewn with trash. But the biggest insult is here in Lafayette Park with General Lafayette.
Hold on.
The Palestinian flag was raised and it still remains. And they have this Free Palestinian graffiti. They have it here. The General Lafayette and his compatriots.
Look at
Free Palestine. They have raised the Palestinian flag on the grounds of the White House at Lafayette Park and walk around.
Grounds of the White House. This is what's happening right here in America. There you go. Hundreds and thousands of people who support, they're saying they support Palestine, but at this point, I'm saying, well, Palestine is ran by Hamas, and Hamas done did some dirty things, man. So you're telling me you support Palestine, but look at your method of protesting. You got the nerve to come up there to the White House, and the White House just let it happen. Isn't that funny? Now, I wonder if these were all Trump supporters, would they have been shot on sight? They were all at the gates, shaking the gates, all of that stuff, and they just straight up vandalized all kind of stuff. Look at this.
With me, look at this. I've never been so outraged.
Me?
They've raised the Palestinian flag and more graffiti. More graffiti. Look at this.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine. You see this? Free Palestine.
I do. What I don't see is the FBI using facial recognition to go after all of these people. That's what I don't see. I don't see them using all of their resources to track down all of these people who came up there to the gates of the White House and started painting stuff. They even, watch what they did to one of the statues there, guys. So then we got Free Palestine. What else we got?
And look at this sign. Look at this sign. Decolonize Palestine. Decolonize the United States. Workers' World Party. It is unreal. It is unreal. I hate to even touch it. This is what we've become. How can we allow this? How can the law enforcement watch for somebody to raise the Palestinian flag on the ground of the people's house and we got to pay for this cleanup?
Because the Biden administration is in charge and they refuse to punish folks that are radical on the left side. They downplay that mess. They don't want the left to appear as radical, as extremists. These are the people they created. By letting all of these people in, trying to be a melting pot and diverse and stuff, and encouraging a whole generation of folks to feel like we have the right to do whatever we want if we feel like, you know what, there's injustice being done. But now when they do it, since they done spent the last 4 or 5 years trying to make it seem like the only extremism, the only radicalism only comes from white nationalist conservatives. Now you got to tiptoe when you get stuff like this. So those folks went up there to the Capitol and went up there to the White House and went to work, spraying stuff all over the place. Sound like an insurrection on the rise. But Jake Tapper, no, not to him. See, this is what you get to protect the left and their radicalism. Right here, check this out.
And see, the resolution seems much more focused on January 6th than it does on October 7th. Throughout its pages, Marjorie Taylor Greene describes This act of civil disobedience from a bunch of left-wing Jewish groups that are critical of Israel's government, this act as an insurrection.
No, she didn't describe that as an insurrection. She's describing the exact same thing you guys described about J6. Same thing. Y'all described that as an insurrection. So based on the definition that you all created for an insurrection, she just described the insurrection based on the definition that you guys put together, the narrative that y'all started. That's all she did. And that's why she's making the comparison. So the Jake fake crapper can see how crazy it sounds to be accusing the J6ers for an insurrection. And yet y'all are trying to make it seem like this exact same thing is not one, because they're liars and propaganders.
This is not an insurrection.
Of course.
It might be a bunch of folks with whom you disagree. It might be a bunch of people you think are misguided.
When the left does it. That's all it is. All of those people spray paint stuff and got the nerve to put the Palestinian flag up on top of that right there. Is people you disagree with. Yeah, that's all it is. It's disgruntled people, protesters. Don't forget the mostly peaceful protesters that destroyed cities all across the country and killed people. See, the news is the enemy of the people.
Acting in a way you don't like. But this is not an insurrection.
Oh, that's not insurrection? Look at that. Shut down the Capitol. They all in there. Yeah. What does that look like, Jake? Huh, fake crapper? Huh? All of those people in there. Now, notice what the cops are doing. They're just kind of monitoring the situation, got their backs to it, because this is the precious left. Even though they were arresting some of these people, none of these people are going to get prosecuted. Nobody's getting a key thrown away on them, I'm sure. It was all for shock value. Yeah, all right, arrest them. Okay, take them around the corner and let them go. Hey, behave now. Get out of here, you crazy kids. Not an insurrection, though. Wow, look at that. Peaceful protest. And then this right here as we close. Look at this. Climbing up, putting a jihad on a statue's head. This is America. Okay, this is not Palestine. I don't have anything against Palestine. I do have something against Hamas. Okay, I don't have anything against Muslims. But when you come over here and you decide to protest on our Capitol, up at the White House, and start disgracing monuments and pretty much setting up your own flag, and just pretty much saying, we're going to take over this mug, that's a problem. And it's a problem that's being allowed by our sorry behind DOJ, FBI, and the White House. And yet, the left is not radical or extreme. No, guys. Not at all. It's us. It's us Trump supporters who is the greatest threat to the homeland. Unbelievable they even allowed this to happen. Now, I'm mad enough just watching that. I feel what the old black dude was saying. How could this happen on our soil in America? Unreal. But yet you ain't getting no coverage of this on CNN, MSNBC, and all the others. They would run this 24 hours if this was conservatives doing anything remotely close to this. But whenever the left does this stuff, they downplay it and they run interference for them because they want the narrative to seem as if only conservatives are radical extremists. Unbelievable. And people fall for that garbage, but not me. I'm here to expose it. Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. Maybe one day we'll take back our country. Hit that like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other platforms. Thanks to all of those who supported by giving in the super chat. And guys, we still got time with my link for my fundraiser, which is right underneath this this video in the about section. So please support that if you can. And guess what, y'all? Tomorrow I will be introducing Kev Corner's little store with all of the merchandise you can think of with anything on it. That some of my statements, things I've said, stuff like that, some of the funny things I've said. So, yeah, you'll be able to go and shop if you want to, starting tomorrow. Hopefully, it's going to be launched tomorrow. Just make sure all the glitches are out. All right. And somebody say Christmas is coming. Yeah, I'll probably come up with my 12 days of Christmas too. Now, with that being said, make sure you hit like, share my videos, follow me on the platforms that are linked below. Make sure you're still subscribed. Make sure your notification button is turned on to all. Follow me on Rumble and subscribe to my alternative channel, please. All right, now let's get out of here. Dang on it. Did y'all see that mess? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And thank you all so much. This is our city. They need to know that. Our coats up north got our hands around y'all throats. I know you see the booms. I know you see the apes. I know you see the way we tear up the place. Yeah. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.